just beat a team that won 10 in a row. It was 10-1. Had been receiving votes in the top 25. Was in the top, I think they're 6th or 7th in the top mid-major poll. They were coming off a 13-day rest. I knew we had to jump on them early, and we did. And I think you saw the last 15 minutes of the game, what they're capable of. We really played great defense on them in the first half, which allowed us to get the lead. And then the other thing we did is their defense was one of the top defenses in the country in giving up points and their field goal percent defense. And we shot 50-some% in the first half and got what we wanted, and they really couldn't guard either one of these two guys. And they're a great defensive team. So you saw our offense, again, because of all the injuries and because we haven't been able to play together, it's going to take some time before we really get going. But you saw what we're capable of, 97 against that team. And if I don't substitute, probably could be a lot more. The only down is I'd like to play a game at home with everybody before the year's over. You know, we've played 6 times now at home, and I don't know, 5 times, 6 times, and we've yet to have our starting lineup play here. So hopefully that's going to happen, and we'll be able to practice, and we'll be able to get better and be really good in March.
Questions for student athletes?
Kendrick, back-to-back 30-plus point games. What have you been feeling and seeing on the floor these last 2 games?
My teammates been doing a good job screening for me, getting me open shots, and just my job to knock them down, and that's what I've been doing.
Jalen, you feel like you're all the way back now, and after missing the first few, obviously, you feel like right now you're where you should be and everything?
Yeah, I'm getting a good rhythm going. Just like Kendrick said, you know, my teammates are doing a great job finding me where I like the ball at. So it's my job too to knock them down.
Kendrick, how big does the basket look to you right now?
It's been looking pretty big for a while now. I mean, I'm knocking down shots. I could do a little better in the second half, but it's pretty big for me.
Yep. It's going to look that big when you put as much time as he's put into it. How many shots that he's made over the last year and a half when he was sitting out. The kid's been in the gym and busting his tail. He's probably made 100,000 shots since the time he got here, and it's paying off. And hard work pays off. He's got great talent, but he's worked very hard.
These last 2 games, Coach, what have you been seeing from Kendrick then that's been working for him?
I'll answer that after they're gone, okay?
Yep.
Let's get them out of here. There's kids down there, they got to sign autographs. So
Jalen, did it feel like in the second half that with making those shots, space?
Yeah,
in the second half?
Definitely. Whenever we're making shots, that opens up the paint for myself and, you know, Julius or Tom or if Isaiah was in the game. So, I mean, making shots cures everything, you know what I mean? So it's great when we're making shots.
Jalen, how nice was it going against a lineup that doesn't have a potential NBA draft pick, 7 foot, you know, blue chip, top 50 recruit in there?
Yeah, it's a lot easier. It's a lot. I wouldn't say they were, you know, easy, but it's a lot easier than, you know, going against guys that Michigan State has. So, I mean, either way, it's my job to finish in there. So this was easier, though, definitely.
Kendrick, what did you learn about Eastern the last time you played them, and now you get them again Friday night?
I learned a lot from that game. We have to take care of the ball and make winning plays. They usually play a 2-3 zone, so we got to work on that and practice and get it going.
Jalen, perfect 11 from 11 from the free throw line tonight. Feels good.
Yeah, it feels good. I mean, I'm confident in my free throw shooting ability, so, I mean, whenever I step up to the line, I'm confident that I'll make them. So that's what I have to do.
Any more questions for student athletes? All right, thanks, guys.
make sure you get down and see those kids before they get out.
Questions for Coach?
So
I can't remember what it was.
I was going to say, what have you seen from Kendrick the last 2 games that has really worked out for him?
Well, his mind has wrapped around the fact that he's injured, but he's not hurt. You know what I'm saying? He's injured. It hurts. But it can't get any worse. It doesn't affect his potential. It doesn't affect his future. And now he's just playing. And it shows mind over everything. We can score the ball so many ways, and we're so fast. And when Jalen's there and can do what he does, you got to pick your poison. I mean, are you gonna put the best defender on Martez? Are you gonna put it on Kendrick? Are you gonna put it on Jalen? Are you gonna double? What are you gonna do? And when you've got three guys that can do what those three guys can do, and really good role players around them. Nick didn't play very well tonight, but he's been playing good. I thought Michigan State was one of the best games he's ever played without scoring a lot. You know, Isaiah wasn't there tonight, but I thought Julius probably played better than he's played all year. Stan Scott did some really good things. You know, so if you can put guys around them that can just get them the ball and execute the things that don't take talent, those three guys can take us a long way. And I think you saw that tonight. You know, it's not. I mean, they're all averaging over 20 points a game. I've never been around a team that had three guys average 20 points a game. Now, part of it is because Jalen didn't play 4 games, so it was only 2 of them, and then Kendrick didn't play, so it was only 2 of them. But tonight, and Michigan State are the first 2 times we've played those 3 together all year healthy. And you see what they've done. And I mean, this is not unusual. They're going to do this a lot. Now, if we can get all the healthy pieces back, we can get Beck back, and we can plug in these really good players in the role positions, we got a chance to be a special team and have a special year. A lot of people have given up on us because of the start, but I'd sure rather be handling those injuries now and learning now than having it all come in February. So I liked what I saw tonight. We're still a long way away, and remember, we haven't practiced much. You know, we tried to run some sets tonight. We couldn't run them because we had new guys not knowing some stuff. We played Palambizo at the 5 tonight, and it was my fault. I called a play he didn't know, and it looked like a fire drill out there. So we got a lot of work to do, but all that means is we're on an upward trajectory, and I'm really happy.
Some of the matchups in the first half, what did you feel like you guys were doing well, especially on the defensive end?
We didn't give them second shots. We guarded, Hipsher had this scout, and we knew it was this is a huge RPI game for us. Huge RPI game. I don't know what our RPI is, but I'll bet you we jumped 50 points tonight. We jumped 40 points. You already know? What were we and what are we now? The old guy behind you.
What are we now?
Yeah.
95.
We went from
136 to 95.
From 136 to 90. They were 38 in the country. And the only thing I'm disappointed in is that for the people that vote in polls and all that kind of stuff, that it didn't end up 97 to 67 or 77. The final score wasn't indicative of the game because of the last 3 or 4 minutes, how sloppy we were the last 3 or 4 minutes. Now, you should never worry about that as a coach, and I'm wrong even saying it, but I'm an honest guy, and that's what I'm feeling. That's a really good team, and for people to see, wow, Oakland must be healthy if they see 97, 72 or whatever it could have been or was or whatever. Now it's just going to look like, our Michigan State game was the same score, and with 4 minutes to go in the Michigan State game, we were tied. So in a 10 or 11 point game, you never know how it gets there at the end of the game if you're just looking at a score. If they read the article, I'm sure the article's going to say we were up by 27 or whatever we were up by. So I'm upset about that, and I shouldn't be, but I am just because we're Oakland. We're Oakland, and everybody's, what the hell's wrong with Oakland? Why are they 7-5 when they're supposed to be so good?
You coach some great players, but where's Kendrick right now in terms of the runs he goes on almost personally? When some things that you said break down offensively with sets, he just kind of finds it, shoots it, and scores. I
said a lot of great things about him before he ever played, and then I said I'm not saying anything more until it's done. And, I'll have everything to say about him as we wind this thing down, but we need to let him play it out. He's played, I think this was only, how many games have we played? 11? So this is only his 8th game or 8th game. It's pretty obvious what he is, though. The great thing is, I'm getting mad at him because he's not taking, I run a play to him and he passes a shot. I'm getting mad at him now. It would be a lot worse if he was, taking bad shots and trying to get numbers. He's giving up shots. He got really tired again tonight, though. I mean, he was 7 for 10, and then he missed 3 threes where one hit close because he's just dead tired. And we got him out. How many minutes he played?
35.
Still too many in a game like this, but hard to take him off the floor.
Coach, what about that though? About Kendrick and look, He's a guy at Simeon High School, teammates with Jabari Parker, won 4 straight state titles. I mean, the pedigree's there. But he will. I mean, the knock you had on him tonight, he'll pass the ball too much. What does that say about his character, though, as a player?
Well, it's great, and we need that because we got 3 guys. It's, you know, one of the things people said about us is how they're going to share the ball. And you saw us share it tonight. I mean, Kendrick had, he only had 3 assists. Normally, you know, he's got 5 or 6. Nick had 5. Martez had 4 assists and 20 points. Jalen had 25. You know, I mean, there's the way we play, there's enough for everybody. There's enough there for everybody, and they understand that.
The injuries and everything, if things go well on Friday night, how do you kind of grade the non-conference schedule?
Well, you're leaving us, so you're asking a crappy question now because I don't want to answer that until Friday. But you're not going to be here. Brian got a job,
Right.
a real good one. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
a good one. So we're really happy for him, but we're sad because he's done an unbelievable job for how long? 11 years, 10 years,
I don't know.
covering us. And so I'm going to miss it because he's done a great job and he's been loyal to our program. So I'm happy for you. If we win the game, I don't care about the non-conference. If we lose the game, I don't care about the non-conference. In this business, you can't have a rear view mirror until it's all done, said and done. You know, so Milwaukee's the most important game we're going to play all year in the regular season. That'll set the tone for the conference. And so no matter what happens Friday, we got to look forward to the Milwaukee game and get prepared. History will write itself about this season and this team. You can't live it one day at a time. This was a huge win for us because what it did to our RPI and what it did to the national. On Saturday, the national audience saw what this team's capable of, and then we come back and beat a team that's getting votes in the top 25. So now people are going, well, why is Oakland so good all of a sudden? Well, maybe they're getting healthy, you know. And maybe those 3 kids got to play together finally. And we're only going to get better because of practice and playing together. And we get Isaiah back and we get Beck back. We're only going to get better.
I know it was the timing of the turnovers at Eastern. It was a couple of little things. What else do you clean up for Friday?
Well, you just got to understand it's college basketball. And when you play the schedule we play, you can't play, especially at this time of the year, you can't play A basketball every night. We had just gone from here to, you know, Texas Southern, Western Michigan, and then Eastern, and they're a good team with a lot of athletes, and we didn't have our A game. Now, as the season goes on, you got to learn how to win when you don't have your A game. But in November, when you haven't practiced because of the injuries, and you got guys, you know, there was no Beck, and we're trying to figure out who to plug in where. You know, you have to have your A game, and we didn't have it that night. And they did. They played great. Instead of saying what happened, how about just give them credit? They had a good game. Now we'll see what happens Friday. If they beat us again, then they got a hell of a team. I'm glad they're not in our league if they beat us again.
Isaiah will play Friday, or?
I doubt it. I don't know. I am so, what's the word?
Befuddled?
Yeah, that's a good one. But I mean, so I just worry who shows up for practice and I coach them. You know, I'm not. If he shows up, he'll play and I'll coach him. If not, I got to get Palmer ready. I got to get him better. I got to get Cotter better. I got to get Stan Scott better. I got to get them better. And that's the mindset you have to have. You can't hope and wish.